There has been a huge update on the Cody Rhodes to WWE situation, and Scott Hall has been taken off life support. But first, let's start on a lighter note, as last week on AEW Dynamite, Jeff Hardy would make his long-anticipated debut for the promotion, saving his brother Matt as well as Darby Allin and Sting from a beatdown at the hands of the Andrade family office. Following the debut, Jeff would answer questions at a recent Signed by Superstars event, where he would discuss his plans now that he has a new home in All Elite Wrestling. Jeff would talk about how his debut felt, and he said, "It was great, it's always like nerve-wracking to appear in a new world. But after I went out there and felt the energy of the people, man, it felt extremely right." Jeff would then be asked what his plans are now that he's in AEW, and he stated that for now he wants one last run as the Hardy Boys and to make it the best run yet. Despite this, Jeff wouldn't rule out a possible singles run somewhere down the line, and was asked what entrance song he'd use if it happened, and he would say, possibly bringing another back from TNA. Or what would be really cool? If they could get the rights to No More Words, because I was so excited to come back out to that. When Jeff signed a new WWE contract last year, part of the deal was that he would be able to use his popular No More Words music. WWE were licensing the music, so it's possible that he could use it in AEW if they paid the license fees. With that said, what's your favourite Jeff Hardy entrance music? Let me know in the comments down below. Personally, I'll go with Another Me from his heel run in TNA, as the Antichrist of professional wrestling was so cool. Next up, a wrestling legend has launched a brand new podcast. Mick Foley today would announce on Twitter that he will soon be launching the Foley is Pod podcast, posting a graphic for the show. There is no indication which podcast network the show will be part of, but it will no doubt be an interesting listen. Foley has tons of stories to tell from his days in the NWA and WCW, as well as ECW, TNA, and WWE. No date was given for the launch, but there will likely be updates posted to social media soon enough. Oh, and Foley is Pod is a fantastic name. This week, NWA Women's Champion Camille would appear on the Battleground podcast, where she discussed a potential match with an AEW star. During the interview, Camille would be asked if she'd be interested in a match with AEW TBS champion Jade Cargill, who she is being compared to due to her sheer power. Camille would say that she's open to the match, but feels that the Forbidden Door is overdone, and said, "Definitely interests me. To be honest, and this might be controversial or people think I'm crapping on stuff, I'm not the biggest fan of the Forbidden Door and how open it's been lately. Contracts are contracts for a reason. People should stay at companies for a reason. If not, why have contracts? If everyone can go everywhere, it's been taken away the specialness of appearing for a different company when it happens. I wish we'd pull back a little bit and everyone stay at the company for a little while." Then imagine something like that if no one has been switched around for a while, how big a deal it would be, because I do get all the time Camille and Jade, that's what I want to see. How would I fare against her? I think I'd fare very well. She played college basketball, I played college softball. We have that athlete's mindset to win and do whatever it takes to win. It would be an interesting matchup, and I definitely think people would be tuning in to watch. Camille has appeared in All Elite Wrestling in the past on an episode of Dynamite in August 2021. Hirsch would submit the bunny to advance to an NWA Women's title match at the NWA Empower event, before being confronted by the champion on the show. Both Cargill and Camille have been on dominant runs as of late, with the AEW TBS champion sitting with a record of 29-0, whilst the NWA Women's champion has only lost 2 of her 70 matches for the promotion. Now let's take a look at WWE's newest signing, as a former Ring of Honor champion has joined the roster. PW Insider have reported that Roxy, a former ROH Women's champion, has signed with WWE and will be heading to the NXT brand. Roxy would drop her ROH title to Deonna Purrazzo on a January episode of Impact Wrestling, and has since worked just 2 matches. She began training at the age of 13 and moved to Booker T's Reality of Wrestling school when she turned 16. And at the age of 19, she became the youngest person to hold a championship in Ring of Honor history, and joins WWE at the young age of 20. In February, it was reported that Roxy had been offered a deal with WWE after her second tryout, and she is now signed. And speaking of Ring of Honor champions, a former ROH World Champion is set to make his in-ring return. This week, Rush would take to Twitter to announce his wrestling return, which will take place on April 29th for Robles Promotions. He will team with a new mystery member of his stable Los Ingobernables, as well as his father Bestia del Ring. They will team up against LA Park, Marco Corleone, and Chris Adonis. On top of this, he is set to compete the next 2 nights on April 30th and May 1st. In August last year, Rush would reveal that he suffered a knee injury at the ROH Glory by Honor show in a tag match where he teamed with Dragon Lee to take on Ray Horace and Bandido. He would later undergo surgery, but he is back in the ring. It's also worth noting that he is now a free agent following the expiration of his ROH contract, with there likely to be interest from the top promotions around the world. Next, let's go to a story regarding the upcoming WrestleMania event, as the new unified WWE World Heavyweight title may have been leaked. At the show, WWE Champion Brock Lesnar will take on Universal Champion Roman Reigns in a winner-takes-all match, with the winner walking away as the sole main event champion in WWE. 1 month out from the show, a giant belt has been spotted at the AT&T Stadium, whilst the WWE production crew were in town shooting some promotional footage ahead of the event. A photo of the belt was posted to Reddit, and many are now assuming that this is what the unified title will look like. Of course, this isn't the belt itself, but it appears to be a mix of the WWE title and the Universal title. The current WWE title has the black strap, which the new belt has, but instead of the red underline on the WWE logo, this one has a blue one to match the strap on the Universal title. According to the Wrestling Observer, WWE plans to initially crown a unified champion at WrestleMania before once again having 2 champions later down the line, and it seems that we may have a better idea of what the new belt will look like. Let's go to an update on the Cody Rhodes to WWE situation, as a former fellow AEW EVP thinks he's WWE bound. In an update provided by Fightful Select, one of the AEW EVPs are now convinced that Cody will in fact sign or has signed with WWE. They believe that Cody will be wrestling Seth Rollins at WrestleMania, which lines up with a previous Fightful report that pictures had been made for the match to happen within WWE. This has also been confirmed by Dave Meltzer on Wrestling Observer Radio, who said a match between Rollins and Rhodes is listed internally for WrestleMania, and he said, "This is what I know. On Friday, Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins was listed as a match for WrestleMania. Nobody knew if he was going to be there tomorrow night or not. Again, Cody may know and Vince may know, but it's not like they were advertising it backstage or telling people or even creative. The fact that the match is still being listed tells me that they believe he's in. Whether he's signed or not, I cannot say, but obviously they believe he's in. They believe the match is still on. It's going to be interesting to watch the show. If Seth Rollins does an angle with somebody else on Monday's show, most likely that means something fell through. If nothing happens, I would say most likely Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins are going to wrestle at WrestleMania, and somehow they'll get to it. Obviously, if Cody is there, you already know your answer. Interestingly, former WWE US Champion Damian Priest uses Cody's move The Crossroads as his finisher, which he called The Reckoning. However, this past week on Raw, Priest would instead use the Razor's Edge, with one WWE producer noting that they don't believe this was an accident. This seems to suggest that WWE have briefed him to change his move setup to avoid a clash of finishers when Cody returns. Cody and his wife Brandi were in fact in Orlando, the home of the WWE Performance Center, last week, and were both at Disney World with fellow wrestlers Matt Cardona and Chelsea Green. It's still unknown if they were in town for any WWE related meetings or activities. On top of this, it's been confirmed that Cody currently has multiple offers on the table from different wrestling promotions, but right now the Cody Rhodes camp and the companies involved are remaining tight-lipped. It hasn't yet been confirmed which offers are still on the table or if any have been signed. Interestingly, Cody seems to be working on some unscripted reality programming which could be related to Rhodes to the Top, something WWE related or maybe something new entirely. Whether Cody Rhodes returns to WWE in time for WrestleMania remains to be seen, but a recent report from the Wrestling Observer indicates that WWE had hoped to get him signed for tonight's episode of Raw in Jacksonville, the home of All Elite Wrestling. If he's going to return, expect it to happen tonight. And finally, let's get to an update regarding the health of Scott Hall, as he has now been taken off of life support. Yesterday it was revealed that Hall had been placed on life support after suffering 3 heart attacks on Saturday night. This was caused by a blood clot complication during hip replacement surgery. In an update posted to Instagram by Scott's best friend and tag team partner Kevin Nash, it was revealed that his life support will now be discontinued, and he would write, "Scott's on life support. Once his family is in place, they will discontinue life support. I'm going to lose the one person on this planet I've spent more of my life with than anyone else. My heart is broken and I'm so effing sad. I love Scott with all my heart, but I now have to prepare my life without him in the present. I've been blessed to have a friend that took me at face value and I love him. When we jumped to WCW, we didn't care who liked us or hated us. We had each other, and with the smooth Barry Bloom, we changed wrestling in both content and pay for those a lot that disliked us. We were the outsiders, but we had each other. Scott always felt he wasn't worthy of the afterlife. Well, God, please have some gold-plated toothpicks for my brother. My life was so enriched with his take on life. He wasn't perfect, but as he always said, the last perfect person to walk the planet they nailed to a cross. As we prepare for life without him, just remember there goes a great guy. You ain't gonna see another one like him again. See you down the road, Scott. I couldn't love a human being any more than I do you." And just before this video was uploaded, there's been a tweet by Dave Meltzer of the Wrestling Observer, and it reads, "Scott Hall was taken off life support 4 hours ago. He is still alive at this writing. Miracles have happened, but this would need to be one of them." On top of this, Sean Waltman, a fellow member of The Click, would take to Twitter to say, "I know you all mean well, but it's weird seeing RIPs while our friend's heart is still beating. No matter what happens from now, Scott Hall will be remembered as a true great." Few wrestlers have changed the entire face of wrestling more than the Outsiders and the NWO. As a singles competitor, Hall was one of the best to ever do it, but as a unit, Nash and Hall caused a chain reaction that is still felt to this day. The business wouldn't be the same without him. Bad times don't last, but bad guys do.